businesses, all of that stuff, anything that's positive.
Now, I have seen Without You, I'm Nothing many times, but
You have?
oh, yeah, Sandra Bernhard, please.
That was me in there?
Well, I haven't seen it anytime recently, but where I'm gonna have to go watch it again, Cynthia.
Oh no, you do. There's like, I'm basically like her alter ego. So I don't have any lines, and I'm like the only, like a Black, beautiful model girl in there. And I'm just kind of like doing little vignettes all throughout the movie. But it was so cool because I got to meet Sandra Bernhard, number one. And at the time when I did it, I was like probably 19, 20 years old. And I had just moved to New York. I'd never been to LA. We shot the movie in LA. At the time, she was best friends with Madonna, who was dating Warren Beatty. And, they were like, come with us to Spago's. And I had never really been around like famous people because I was, just a model. So I was like, wait, am I really sitting next to Madonna at Spago's? This is crazy.
Okay, slow down. Now this is like, this I did not. Okay, so what is it like? Going out to a dinner with Madonna? Like Madonna is my Beyonce. Let's just put it that way. Like she is my.
Well, first of all, I was in shock because it's interesting because like I said, I was so new. I was 19. And when you're like around people on that level, and this is before Instagram, because I'm like 55. I turned 55 in the Big Brother house this year. So Mama has been around, and I have a book that I really have to write because I have so many stories like this that a lot of people don't even realize. But anyway, so I rolled to Spago's with them, and we're sitting there, and Madonna sits right next to me, and I'm like, I don't even know how to act. I've never been around. I'm from Alabama. I just got to New York. I booked this movie. Now I'm in LA. I'd never been to LA. I was like just excited to see my hotel room. I was like, oh my God, I'd never stayed in like a nice hotel. Like, I think I was at the Mondrian. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to steal all the soaps. I'm going to steal everything that's free in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're like a up and coming, starving model. So I was like trying to figure out what I was going to take from the hotel pretty much the whole time. And they're like, hey, meet us downstairs while going to Spago's. I didn't know what Spago's was. I was like, okay, how should I dress? Anyway, I had like not the right clothes anyway. But I was just, faking it until I made it. So I was like, okay. So anyway, so I'm sitting next to her. So nice, so sweet, like I order, she orders, and she's like, oh, is that good? Like just super, super cool. And the whole time I think I was in shock. I had nothing to add to the conversation. I mean, what do you say around these people? They're all like, oh yeah, this. Oh, and then we went to Herbert's birthday party after, like at his house. They were like, oh, Herb wants us to go to his birthday party. I was like, in my mind, Herb Ritz, because at that point I had heard of Herb Ritz. I was a model, but I was still new. So I was like, I am not going to this party with Madonna, Warren Beatty, and Sandra Bernhard. So we go, and it's like all these famous people there. I want to say like Grace Jones was there. It was crazy. I was like, it didn't even feel real. Like I need a do-over of that now that I know what time it is. Before I was just sitting in a corner like, okay, this is not really happening. This is crazy.
And like Warren Beatty and Madonna were like a big thing at that. I mean, it lasted for a minute, but still it was a big thing.
And he was so lovely too, by the way. He was so sweet, by the way, as well. And I love Sandra. Shout out to Sandra Bernhard. I get to see her a lot. It's funny because a lot of times when I do Andy's show, Watch What Happens Live, I always end up with Sandra. And we just go back from when I was 19 years old. So she's seen my journey. So like just, watching me, on Housewives, she knew me way before then, before I'd even, flown to LA for the first time. So we have a lot of history together.
Wow. I was going to say, like, it probably has been like 10 years since I've seen it, and you were on there for 11 years. So that's probably why now I'm definitely going to go back and rewatch it.
Oh no, you'll get your life.
And you were just in Cruel Instructions on Lifetime.
Yes. I was in Cruel Instructions. And that was really cool because it was like my biggest part so far. Like I literally was like, okay, I'm gonna roll up my sleeves, jump in my acting classes, and I'm just gonna like start auditioning. And I got the part. We shot it in Vancouver. I was there for like, I don't know, like 15 days or whatever. I play a mom, which, I am a mom. So I had a lot to pull from. My daughter was a teenager, Noelle's 22 now, but I could pull from all of that. So it was amazing. Everyone that I worked with was so lovely. The director, Stan Brooks, was great. And, I love that Lifetime really went there with this movie. And I'm a Lifetime fan. Like, that's like, speaking of moms and Mother's Day, my favorite thing to do with my mom is sit up on the couch and watch Lifetime all day. So I was like, I can't believe I'm on Lifetime because this is really my favorite way to decompress, So It was really cool. But anyway, what I was gonna say, I love that Lifetime went there with the topic, institutionalized child abuse, like all these different facilities that people send their kids to, and they manipulate them and pretty much brainwash them, and the parents don't know what's going on. They think they're protecting them and getting them help, and all this stuff is going on. It really is a huge problem, and I was really glad that Lifetime really shine the spotlight on that, because honestly, until I did the movie, I just didn't really realize like how real it was. And then I did Paris Hilton's podcast, and really a lot of it was based on her experience. So it just was a whole thing. So it's something that as a mom, although I didn't personally experience, and Noelle hasn't personally experienced anything like that, I still want to continue to talk about it, because just even acting the part, I really felt like it was happening to my kids. So I definitely want to keep that conversation going and do whatever I can on my part to, support and do anything I can do, just lend, whatever I can to making sure people know about what the issues are, when it comes to institutionalized child abuse.
I mean, it's true. Like before Paris's documentary, which I watched like the second it came out, because I love Paris Hilton too, I was like, oh my God. And then when I saw this movie, I was like, wow, it's really, there's a lot.
Yeah, and Paris told me when I did a podcast that it was even worse than what we were able to even show, like what she really went through. Like we almost, I mean, I was an emotional wreck on her podcast. Like I was just triggered in so many ways as a mom, and I was crying, she was crying, and it was just, it was really, I love that she is making that part of her mission to really keep that conversation going, because as someone on her level, you just can't imagine like something like this happening to her. And it really truly did. So yeah, Cruel Instructions. If you guys missed it, you can watch it on demand, lifetime.com. Check it out. It's a really great movie.
It was great. Well, another actor who's been working a lot lately is Mr. Mike Hill. The two of you, you're both like, all of a sudden, it's like acting. Would you guys ever want to like star in something together?
I can't believe you just said that. Like, why are we reading for a show tonight? Like, we're doing a self-tape tonight. Like, and we both are, it's for the same show for the first time, because normally I help him with his self-tapes, he helps me with mine, he's like my reader, I'm his reader, and tonight we're actually reading for the same show. So who knows, hopefully we'll get this show. It's a show for BET Plus. I don't want to put too much out there, but basically that would be our dream. Like, we love each other, he is my best friend, and we want to do stuff together. We're together all the time. We're like, of a certain age, like this is kind of it, like we're starting to dress alike. We don't have the matching track suits yet. You know what I'm saying? But we are comfortable, and he's working hard, I'm working hard, and we're having fun. So I would love for us